So, Charlie's crashing out again because of how massively popular the Hazbin Hotel has gotten, and her emotional support pet Valerie is like, "Hey, Charlie, you ungrateful piece of shit. Why are you so bummed that the hotel has become a successful business venture? Wasn't that, like, your whole goal last season?" "Yeah, but at what cost? Girl, we killed off Penchis, the most popular character on the show. How are we supposed to capitalize on our newfound momentum without the fan favorite to hard carry us?" "Well, maybe this time you could carry the show. I mean, you are the main character, so—" "Wait, I got it! I'll create a new fan favorite by pandering to the horny, degenerate masses because they're stupid and I know better than them. It's perfect!" So, Charlie gets to work on whoring out her staff, but it turns out that the people who consume Angel Dust's content don't actually care about his personality off camera, and having Nifty sing some anime openings just ends up attracting a lot of pedophiles. And they're like, "Damn, I guess Penchis really was carrying the show the whole time." "Amen to that, mate." Speaking of the snake, Penchis the Repentitious has ascended into heaven and is seated at the right hand of the racially ambiguous Melanin. Also, Adam retired and passed the torch to his son Badam, and the executioner Lude is really salty about it or whatever. Anyway, they take Penchis's existence as proof that the whole gentrification thing was probably a terrible thing to do, and they brace themselves in case the big, bad, scary demon people come knocking on their doors asking for heartfelt apologies. Now, I know it sounds like an overkill response, but it turns out those fears are not entirely unfounded. See, it's election week over in hell right now, which is an event where they vote on who's the baddest mofo to ever mofoed. And this dude with a CRT for a head is a shoo-in to beat out Alistair in the polls. And heaven doesn't want that because whoever wins gets to join them on the council, and they don't want that person to stink up the air with their poverty smell. And Al's PR manager is like, "Yo, dear boy, if TV Head finds out your staff killed a snake person in your hotel, you know for a fact he's gonna air it out in public. And at that point, you may as well just hand him the win on a silver platter, along with 4 years of the air smelling like Mr. Beast's pubic hair. Trust me, the Scalies don't fuck around with one of their own." So Al gets way heated and is like, "Damn, how do I come up with a solution for this problem in a way that doesn't feel contrived?" Then he randomly sits on a magical bench in the park and is like, "Holy turd biscuits, I just came up with a solution for this problem in a way that doesn't feel contrived." So he then very politely knocks on Vox's front door and offers to drop out of the race and become his personal vibrator if he promises to stop smearing the hotel's image. And the TV is like, "Wow, my political opponent just offered to become my slave completely out of nowhere. That's not suspicious at all." So they sign a contract, and I can't go any further into what he does with him, or YouTube will take away my good boy points. Meanwhile, Miss Morning Glory is on the verge of another crash out after her promo videos get lightly criticized, and Badgers is like, "Charlie, babe, speaking as someone whose sole purpose is to jerk you off, I think you'd be more successful at promoting the hotel using your own image rather than trying to bandwagon other people's content." "Wow, that's a great idea, Vaggie. Thanks, I'm so glad you came up with it. Woof woof." So, the girlies film a softcore music video of them being roommates, and the public eats that shit up. They stampede into the hotel being all, "Hey, the advertisement promised wholesome, unproblematic lesbians. Where are the lesbians?" "Oh, I'm not a lesbian actually. I'm bi." "Traitor!" So, Charlie drops the ball yet again, and at this point, I can't exactly blame her for thinking she's a total loser. That's when her buddy from the council drops in via portal and is like, "Hey sis, I heard the cries of your failure from all the way up here, so I figured I'd drop by and say, great news, the snake guy is actually alive and he's not gonna file for workers' comp." And she's like, "Hell yeah, so like, is it cool if he comes back for a bit? We're running some new marketing campaigns that target the uncultured swines that are my clients, and it would be great to have him be the face for it." Oh, hold on, let me check. "Yo, Sarah, is it possible to take someone from heaven and bring them into hell?" "No, my very smart daughter. I'm afraid there is absolutely no way to take someone from heaven and bring them into hell." "Yeah, sorry, Charlie, but it's impossible to take someone from heaven and bring them into hell." "Hi, Charlie. Hi, Penchis. Gosh darn it, if only there was some method that lets you take someone from heaven and bring them into hell. Hey Sarah, we got the gift baskets ready for Vox's inauguration ceremony. Should we transport them using the moving trucks or the helicopter?" "Nah, just use the portals. It's easier that way." "Got it." So unfortunately for our heroes, there's just simply no way to take someone from heaven and bring them into hell. It just cannot be done. So they go with plan B. Nepotism. Charlie's dad shimmies up to Vox and is like, "Hey, buddy, do you mind if during the ceremony my daughter broadcasts a speech that completely undermines your whole campaign?" "No problem, Your Highness. Which channel do you want to be on? ABC? NBC? Oh, how about TBS?" So unfortunately, Charlie's speech gets 0 viewers under Plan B, and since they don't actually have a Plan C ready, our heroes have now been forced to go with Plan D. Deus Ex Machina. "Hey, good news, guys. I was chatting with the only guest who's checked in with us, and it turns out he has the exact skill set we need in order to resolve this problem. Isn't that convenient?" "It sure is. Wait, how do we know he's not a spy that Vox planted to keep an eye on us?" "Come on, guys. Vox tried to pull that shit last season, remember? I think I'd be savvy enough by this point to know if somebody here was feeding information to the enemy." So the squad gussied themselves up to crash Vox's acceptance speech, and they're just one HDMI cable away from giving Penchis more well-deserved screen time. But they get their shit rocked by 2/3 of the V's, and hey, I'm curious to know, what would they call themselves if their names didn't all start with the same letter? Like, if their names were Fred, Ash, and Gabriella, would they suddenly start calling themselves... Anyway, the bad guys win, and Vox is so drunk on his own hubris that I'm pretty sure he'd come buckets if you just uttered his name. Evidently, this is precisely what Alistair was hoping for, and he's like, "Aha! You fell right into my trap. Bitch, what?" "That's right! You touched Charlie's shoulders at 6:48 p.m. with a sombrero on your head while Carmilla reapplies her eyeliner in the bathroom as a 3-eyed parakeet flies over a marching band of anthropomorphic dildos playing a string orchestral version of We Are the World in C minor. That means the contract is null and void, and I become president by default." God damn it, I knew we should have played that song in B major! So Al gets reinstated, and of course Vox throws a conniption fit over it, but unfortunately for everyone, his hate for Alistair grows to such monumental proportions that his dick manifests into a nuclear weapon that threatens to pierce the heavens and blanket the world in hot semen if they don't find a way to blue ball him. Am I still good, YouTube? I don't have to restrict this, do I? Anywho, Charlie finally does something badass by convincing everyone to shoot their gay theater kid powers at Vox's shaft, and he finally goes flaccid. They also get the Zoom call to heaven working, and Pench is like, "Sup, assholes? Your favorite character is alive, so stop sending death threats to Charlie's inbox, okay? She probably doesn't deserve it." So the world is saved, and the hotel finally thrives, and our princess is like, "You know what, Vamora? I think I realized that having an art degree in animation doesn't actually mean I have the business acumen to run a hotel. And that's fine. If I can be the creative force behind the brand and leave you in charge of the day-to-day management, that plays to both of our strengths, and the Hazbin Hotel might actually evolve into a name that people will come to respect." Wow, that's some real mature shit you dropped there, Charlie. You're so smart. Woof woof. Thanks. I try. Guys, we have a problem! Angel's been forced into a sex trafficking ring! We have to save him! Damn, this is really good breast milk. They say time heals all wounds, but the wounds are what I miss. And every brush with death meant much more than a kiss. I know I tried to kill you, and you tried to kill me too. You blew a hole right through my soul, so will you please subscribe to my channel? Give me that ad revenue.